These are the Nike Jaw 3, and they are an absolutely fantastic shoe. Let's find out why. Before we get into the video, if you can like, subscribe, and comment, any engagement at all really helps the channel to grow, helps the video to get exposure, and I will be eternally grateful for all of the support you all continue to give. But without further ado, let's get into this performance review. Now, starting off with the fit for the Nike Jaw 3, these definitely start off a little bit snug. For me, going true to size, I did have some discomfort in the ball of my foot and my pinky toe, but that subsided relatively quickly. It wasn't anything that caused me to go to my backup pair of shoes, my Nike Super Knit 2s. With that said, if you're looking for a size recommendation, I would definitely recommend going true to size for narrow, normal size feet. If you're a wide footer, you should be okay going true to size. But again, they do fit slightly narrow, and you may be happier going a half size up. But with that said, the lockdown was fantastic because the way they fit, they really do keep your foot on the footbed. And with those Jaw logo nodules that kind of like go all throughout the shoe, I believe they are pulling double duty of aesthetic and support. Now, there is no traditional outrigger that you would normally see on a pair of shoes, especially for a guard type of player, but the base of the shoe is relatively wide compared to the rest of the shoe. So that in theory provides a lot of stability. In my time in the shoe, I never had any issues of rolling my feet or rolling my ankles. And then you actually have those Jaw logo nodules that go throughout the shoe, as I said in the previous section, that look to provide a little bit more stability and kind of like lockdown. In addition to that, you do have some kind of like a heat meld or a TPU section right above the midsole that should aid in cupping your feet, cupping the midsole, and keeping your foot on that footbed. Now, as we've talked about that Jaw logo and those nodules on the upper, they actually move their way down onto the outsole. And in my experiences, storytelling outsoles are hit or miss. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. The LeBron series that uses the Akron City map as an outsole really do work. But in this case, the Jaw logo, because they're actually kind of placed in all sorts of directions, they actually work really, really well. They don't really adhere to like herringbone or radial. They're just their own storytelling pattern, but they work incredibly well. And because that rubber is relatively thick, I do think that these are going to be appropriate for obviously indoors where they worked really, really well, but I think they're going to last and be incredibly durable on outdoor courts as well. Now, in my experiences with that shoe and that traction, I never once had an issue where I had any slipping or having to wipe the outsole. They held up incredibly well. And this was a relatively clean court. Now on dusty courts, I'm not sure how they will perform, but based on the rubber compound that they're using, the way that the logos are all spaced out, they should perform even on moderately dusty courts. Now, the design for the Nike Jaw 3 is something I'm incredibly excited about. It is a big departure from what we saw in the Nike Jaw 1 and Jaw 2. The Nike Jaw 1 and Jaw 2 looked and felt like budget shoes. The Nike Jaw 2 did perform really, really well on the court for me. I didn't do a review, but I did play in them and I had a lot of fun, but they did look like a budget shoe. The Nike Jaw 3, while it isn't using premium materials, is still a fun looking shoe. It kind of switches things up. You do have that Jaw logo that's integrated into the upper that pulls double duty of aesthetic and structure, but you also have the Jaw logo on the outsole that is storytelling, but also traction, and they both do really, really well. In my opinion, it looks like Nike had a lot of fun designing the shoe, and I do believe Jaw had a lot of input into the design as well. You do have that stylized vertical swoosh on the lateral side of the shoe, and then you actually have that spray painted A to form his name. But overall, the design of the shoe is incredibly fun. The packaging experience is actually pretty fun as well. It's a little bit different because it gives me like 80s glam rock aesthetic, or even Thor Love and Thunder. But again, from the packaging experience all the way to the design of the shoe, the Nike Jaw 3 is just a really fun shoe, but also kind of lays out the path of the future, and hopefully Nike continues on this path of fun design. Now, the one aspect of the Nike Jaw 3 that I have been most excited about is the implementation of ZoomX. In the past, we've had some combination of ZoomX and something else, like the Jordan 39 that utilized full-length Zoom Air, full-length ZoomX, and that shoe was a mess of a cushioning setup. It was squishy, it was unstable, and just a little bit too soft. And then you go on to the Nike GT Cut 3. While it was a fantastic shoe, the ZoomX was contained within a Cushlon carrier for stability purposes. In this case, the Jaw 3 is utilizing ZoomX, but in a caged form. You have that TPU sidewall that keeps it contained to make it firm and make it stable. In my time in playing the shoe, as it warmed up, and this is a P-back space foam, it got more and more bouncy while also kind of maintaining court feel. So you got a good deal of court feel, a great deal of bounce, and there was no real compromise. I think the best part of the Nike Jaw 3, and there's a lot to love, the best part of the Nike Jaw 3 was that ZoomX setup. Now, when it comes to a recommendation for the Nike Jaw 3, this is an absolutely fantastic shoe. The best part of this shoe is probably the cushioning setup. The cushioning, ZoomX, is a perfect blend of bounce, court feel, stability, all of the things that you want in a cushioning setup. This shoe has it, but it also performs very, very well in just about every regard. Traction, containment, all that fun stuff. It checks all the boxes. At $125 US, it isn't going to break the bank, so to speak, and it is coming to Nike by You, so it will be available to customize very, very soon. This shoe is going to find its way into my rotation. It is a shoe that I love. If you're looking for a size recommendation, as I said earlier, go true to size. For most people, if you're a wide footer and you want a little bit of space, you may want to go up a half size, but for most, true to size should be okay. If there's anything I missed or anything you would like to know about the Nike Jaw 3, please leave a comment. If you liked this video, like it. If you didn't like it, dislike it. But if you really, really liked it, please hit that subscribe button. Tell a friend who might be into this type of content. Thank you all for watching, and you have a great day.